Action today in Washington as the U.S. House of Representatives passes a budget.
Senate Democrats say they will bring the GOP budget to the Senate floor for a vote. Former Republican vice presidential candidate Paul Ryan proposed the budget. No House Democrats voted for it. The proposal balances the federal budget in 10 years by cutting funding for programs for the poor and repealing President Obama's health care reform law. Critics say this budget hurts the middle class, kills welfare programs, and does not create jobs. Meantime, Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions from Mobile is frustrated and angry over the lack of a balanced budget idea in the Democratic-controlled Senate. He's been railing to get things changed.
Do you believe the government is wasteful, that needs to do a better job of saving your money? There is no plan to balance the budget. Let's be honest. Massive federal debt is creating poverty and joblessness right now. The debt is pulling down economic growth right now, not tomorrow, now.
News 5 political analyst Quin Hillyer joins us now as we go more in depth. Quin, are other Senate leaders listening to Senator Sessions during these budget talks?
Well, yes and no. The short answer is over time, yes, they are. Look, there are actually two forms of budgets. There are appropriations bills, which deal with individual programs, and an individual senator can leave his mark on those because he can say, I had an amendment that cut that program or that added to that program. The overall budget, which is where Jeff Sessions is on the overall budget committee, is a different thing because it just deals with broad numerical targets, and it's hard to specifically say, I made a mark. In this case, though, Jeff Sessions can say that. Columnist Byron York, a national columnist, wrote a column in January that noted that Jeff Sessions was the one who came up with the idea that in effect forced the Senate Democrats to pass a budget for the first time in a long, long time because it said it would take away their pay if they didn't do it, and that was Jeff Sessions' idea in effect. And so, yes, in some ways, he can say, yeah, I'm having an effect.
All right, so Quin, when's the last time the U.S. Senate actually passed a budget?
It was 1,422 days ago. It was April 29th of 2009. Now, the House has passed a budget every year since then, but the Senate has given it the back of its hand, hadn't really considered it. President Obama has submitted a couple of budgets. The Senate twice voted unanimously against Obama's budget. Not even any Democrats voted for it. But the Senate itself has not passed one until now because Jeff Sessions' idea is forcing them to the table, so they should pass an overall budget sometime soon.
Okay, Quin, so quickly, what are the chances that the Senate and the House will agree and pass a budget that the president will then sign?
Well, this week they're going to pass an appropriations bill for the rest of the year, but an overall budget that goes several years in advance, probably not in the short term, but that will come later because of what's happening this week.
All right, thanks so much, Quin Hillyer in our newsroom.
Thank you, Peter.